Cork's Red FM.
Yeah, absolutely delighted. No, right, like, you know, it's a huge honour for myself and the club Sarsfield, like, you know, absolutely delighted, huge honour.
When did you find out you were going to be the new Cork captain?
Dennis rang me there on the 23rd, and I met with him Christmas Eve. So he just he asked me then. So I suppose my answer was that it was the best Christmas present I ever got. Like, you know, so it was a huge boost before Christmas.
It must have been very hard to keep that quiet, was it?
Yeah, it was very hard. No, right, like, you know, obviously I went home and told the family and stuff like that, like, and kind of just sent out the warning not to tell anyone a while, you know, because you know, it's very important that the panel of players find out first. And you know, when you have such a huge honour bestowed, and yeah, it's hard to kind of keep it quiet, but you know, it's just part of the role, really. Like, you have to do it, and in that sense, it wasn't too difficult afterwards.
I know it's early days yet, but what are the extra responsibilities of being Cork captain as opposed to just playing for Cork?
Sure, look, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, you go out and you just lead out the team and stuff like that. Other than that, on the field, you know, there's not too much, really, you know. I mean, if anything, it's probably it's probably an extra motivation to do better, like, you know. I suppose off the field then you'll have certain media responsibilities and stuff like that, but, you know, there's nothing more really than what you'd always be doing.
Now, you've learned from the best really in the last 3 years with John Gardner, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, in fairness to John's been a fantastic captain, you know, and he's been a great leader of the team, and, you know, in fairness to him, it's just a sign of his character, really. He was the first guy up to congratulate me last night when it was announced, you know, and I mean, that was just a reflection of his captaincy over the last couple of years, and the type of character that John is.
What state is the Cork squad in at the moment, Kieran? Is there an All-Ireland title in this Cork team at the moment?
Look, you know, I mean, Cork hurling is as strong as it ever was. You know, I mean, you know, we're certainly excited for the year to come. You know, and you know, I mean, we've a tough opposition in the first round of the Munster Championship against Tipperary, and you know, we're not really looking past that. You know, you can't afford to look past it, such as the quality of Tipperary. But you know, we're quietly confident for the year ahead, and you know, everyone is just excited to be back to training and get a clear run at the league. I
know you're not looking too far ahead, but Kilkenny are always looming when you talk about the All Ireland. How far ahead are they of everyone else?
Actually, look, at the moment, I suppose, you know, Tip closed the gap last year on them, but I mean, Kilkenny are still the leaders of the pack, and you know, it's up to everyone else to kind of lift their game and try and match them. You know, I mean, their record alone tells you that they're ahead of the posse, like. So, you know, I mean, we certainly have a lot of ground to catch up on, but you know, we're working hard at the moment, and Dennis has a few plans in place, and you know, hopefully, you know, over the next couple of weeks we get a good pre-season ahead of us, and you know, we'll start to narrow the gap between ourselves and Kilkenny.
Speaking of the pre-season, it's the first time in a couple of years that Cork have had a quiet winter to get ready for the championship and the league. It must be a novelty, I suppose, is it?
Yeah, it is great. You know, it's great. You know, over Christmas here you could just sit down and relax and enjoy it. Like, you didn't have to be worrying, you know, about what was lying ahead, you know, in January and February. And you know, in fairness, lads could concentrate now on their pre-season and getting their gym work done, you know, and their individual programs. And you know, it's great, you know, just to be, you know, back down in Mallow in training, and just really looking forward to the season ahead.
Just getting back to the captaincy, Shane O'Neill's your vice captain, the right man for the job, no doubt.
Yeah, Shane's is a top guy, you know. I mean, he's one of the natural leaders on the field as well, you know. And you know, I'm sure if I have any problems during the year, that Shane will certainly be able to step in and take over. And you know, you couldn't get a better guy to be vice captain with you.
Have you thought about how it's going to feel to lead Cork out for the first time?
Sure, you know, I suppose when you're first kind of told, you know, you kind of, you know, start thinking about what it's going to be like and stuff like that. Like, you know, I suppose I'd be lying if I said I didn't kind of visualise, you know, going out onto the pitch and stuff like that. But, you know, for the moment, I just kind of had to put that to one side and just focus on getting myself right, you know, for the up and coming league campaign. And you know, I suppose we all have dreams. I've probably been dreaming about it since I've been 10 years old. But you know, now it's time just to focus down and make sure that I put myself in the best possible shape to lead Cork.
It kind of makes going out training in November rain from being 10 years old all worth it, doesn't it?
Yeah, certainly. You know, all the work now that that's the club have done underage with me now and stuff like that. Like, it's just it's a small way to kind of repay all my underage coaches and stuff like that. Like, and it's a huge honour for the club as well.
Cork's Red FM.